Welcome back to Real Estate 101. Today we're going to talk a little bit about low-cost auto and home insurance, and I'm pleased to be joined once again by Robert Atto of Atto Associates. Robert, welcome back to the show.
Joe, thanks for having me back again today.
All right, Robert, so most people, when they're getting an insurance quote, they only really consider the cost of the policy. Do you think there's a problem with that?
Well, this is the main problem in my mind when people are looking for car insurance. Is we're not out shopping for a loaf of bread. We're out, shopping for a little more complex product. So even though just searching for price, so price is important, it's always good to save a few dollars nowadays. But if you don't consider what additional things you might be missing, it could be costing you thousands of dollars in the future. So it's really important to consider some other factors we're going to discuss today.
Okay, so let's say one of our viewers is out shopping for an insurance quote. What are some of the things they should look for?
Well, one of the first things they should do is take out their current policy, and when they're calling around for a quote, make sure that they're comparing apples to apples. So in other words, if you have $1 million liability on your car insurance and 500 collision and 300 comp, and on your house insurance you have 300,000, make sure that the new company is providing you with the same coverage. This way you know to start with, you're starting with the same foundation. There's a few other factors that we can continue to discuss in a few minutes.
Okay, so now that you've compared coverages, are there other questions that people should be asking?
Well, here's where it's important, where you can really save money. You should really take some time looking at what you should be asking is, okay, now that I've got the same coverage as I had before, is there something that will benefit me as a client? In other words, there's a few things I can think of off the top of my head, as you may or may not have had what's called an accident waiver protection, which guarantees that after an at-fault claim, the company will not charge you for it. Something else might be as simple as sewer backup on home, maybe you didn't have on your own policy. But these are where you have to say, and you have to say, ask the question at least, what am I missing? Is there something more that you can offer me? And now that at least you know what that broker's offering you, can go back to your own insurance company and ask maybe why didn't I have these coverages before, and do you think they're important?
So does the customer service that an insurance company provide, does that play a role in whether you should go with that insurance company?
Well, to me, this is a very personal matter, but if anybody has had the same issues I've had when you're trying to contact some of maybe the bigger companies, where basically, it's hit one this, hit two this. I mean, is this the type of thing that bothers you? Would you like to deal with a company that when you call, they answer the phone, you actually get a human, that they're there to consider what you want and how quickly do they respond to you? To me, all these type of things are saving you time and money and frustration, and is something that you should really consider before once again looking at price. This is something you have to deal with. If you're not going to get anybody when you call in, then what type of service are you really getting, and who are you dealing with?
Okay, so what about the claims process? Let's say someone has a claim after. How does that process normally work?
Well, I mean, I guess everybody thinks claims are always handled the same way. You get into an auto accident, you call, your body shop, and they'll take care of you. If you have a house claim, you'll call your favorite contractor and they'll take care of it. But what many companies have nowadays, which I think you really have to rely on, is what's called a claims network. And what this means to you is they have special body shops, they have special contractors. A lot of people like to say, oh, they're just going to try to, save on money by just hiring a particular contractor. But what dealing with these contractors, what the company do, what they do is they guarantee your product. So they guarantee that when your car comes in, if you're not satisfied within the next 3 years, they will fix that car to your satisfaction, or your home will be fixed to your satisfaction. I don't think you can say that no matter how long or how good a friend, a contractor you have, that somebody will offer you that type of guarantee. I think these are something you have to look at, make sure you take advantage of, and make sure that the company you're dealing with has something like this. Because the last thing you want to do, I've seen it over and over again, as somebody takes their car into the shop and they come back and they're not happy with the way it's painted, and then basically once you go to your own shop, well, there's nothing the insurance company can do. That's who you chose to deal with. So the claims service, the claims network that the companies have is so important to you, and especially to the frustration. It could end up saving you dollars that you don't have to spend because now you have to go back and fix something that you weren't happy with. So when you're calling in, this is an important question to ask. What type of claim service do you provide? How will you help me after an accident?
Okay, so how does the insurance company treat you after you've had a claim?
Well, that's another important factor, of course. You had a claim, they paid it, now what? What happens to your renewal? Are they going to continue to provide you the same coverage? Are they going to non-renew you at all? These are all questions you have to ask yourself, and you have to ask your representative, because these are important. I mean, you might have a great price today, but if they're going to non-renew you because of one claim tomorrow, this is something you should at least be aware of and be comfortable that you get a satisfactory answer.
Okay, Rob, so what other ways can consumers find out about insurance companies?
Well, auto insurance, I like to say 90% of our new business comes from referrals from other customers. So what's the best way for you to find out about an insurance company? Go out and speak to your neighbor. Ask them how their insurance companies treated them. Go speak to family and friend members and ask them the same type of questions. How have you been treated? Do you understand what you've been sold? And I don't think there's any better way than to speak to somebody you know and trust in.
Okay, Rob, so how easy is it for someone who's currently insured that's not happy with their insurance company to change their insurance company midterm?
Well, here's the thing. You might find in a lot of cases that after you've had a claim that you may find it hard to find a new insurance company because they don't want to take you because you've had that claim. And if they do take you, maybe they won't offer you that accident forgiveness that you would have had in the other company, so you won't find a price even comparable. So it's important that you make sure that you're comfortable with the insurance company you have now, because if something happens, you may find that whether you like it or not, you're going to be with them for many years to come.
Okay, Rob, so any last tips for viewers that are looking to save money on their home and auto insurance?
Well, for you viewers out there, what I like to say is with every renewal, you get a lot of documentation from insurance companies. They give you tips maybe on the save money and new coverages that are available. Make sure you read these because they're invaluable. They may be saving you tons of money in the future or providing you coverage that you might not have had before. And finally, I like to say that remember, when you're going out and purchasing an insurance product, it's not always about pricing. It's about the pricing, the coverage you need, and the customer service you're going to get. So give us a call at Atto Insurance. You'll be happy you did.
All right, Rob, I want to thank you for coming on today's show, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next month.
Well, thanks for having me back again, Joe.
So there you have it. If you're looking to save money on your auto and home insurance, get in contact with Atto Associates. I'm your host, Joe Terceira. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.